And they always talk and say, anything with this ruling class do, when the woman gonna believe say, now for the general good of everybody. Now lie, it is only for the general good of themselves. Honor the hear me. And since why I talk this thing, this ruling class APC, they have been proving me right. They prove me right, they go. They prove me right, they go. Recently, people call the talk anyhow on top social media. Say, look, what Buhari cannot do in 8 years. Say Tinubu, he don't run am in a matter of weeks. What are they talking about? The fuel subsidy remover. Say Buhari no get the balls, you don't get the, you don't get the mura to come out fuel subsidy. But as Tinubu enter, Tinubu will get balls. He come out immediately. As this thing fly, enter Garba Shehu. Now in your screen. Garba Shehu is the spokesperson to your ex-president Buhari. When they hear me, as he hear this thing, he said, "Lie, let me come outside and expose what happened." Now he come outside, can't tell everybody. Say, "Look, Buhari did not remove the fuel subsidy when he was in office. Why? Because he no want make Tinubu lose election." So it is not for you; it is about them. He choke, have you no choke? He choke. Now make we listen to waiting one man where I respect so much. Waiting him gas talk on top this matter. I am talking of no other person, but the former spokesperson to the Labour Party presidential campaign council and also a veteran actor. I'm talking of no other person, but Kenneth Okonkwo. Him get reply to give this Garba Shehu and then better message for Nigerians. I beg, help me listen to Kenneth Okonkwo.
Well, that explains the whole thing about the philosophy behind the party APC. The only thing they think about is the next election, not the next generation. That a man came to power proclaiming subsidy as fraudulent and still sustained the fraud for 8 years just because he doesn't want to lose an election tells you the whole failure that has become APC. As a matter of fact, the present leader whom he purportedly put in office said the financial system under his regime was rotten. Don't take my words for it. Take the words of the person he said he installed. Now, what I am saying is that if he had been a statesman, what he would have been thinking about is the next generation. Let me tell you, this same president went to National Assembly and promulgated a law called PIA. And in this law, he said they were going to remove oil subsidy 18 months before the end of his tenure. And cowardly, because they are scared of doing the right thing, he still went back to the National Assembly that has been described as rubber stamp to amend the same law to shift the commencement date to June after he had left office. Let me say it clearly that the oil subsidy, even as presently constituted, is still a fraud. And I give you my reason. You said you have removed oil subsidy. There was no time in history that they told us that they were paying 215 naira to subsidize oil per liter. So even if, assuming without conceding, that they even say they are paying 250 naira, 250 naira plus 185 gives you about 435. So you mean you are making profit of more than 100 naira to punish a people that have been so traumatized, because the fuel price now is 537. So this APC, in addition to thinking about only election, cannot and do not have what it takes to think about the next generation.
Kenneth talking on that video say, this political class, this APC people, they don't think about the next generation. What they only think about is the next election. And Garba Shehu will be the spokesperson of our ex-president. He don't explain and give another. Say they don't come on for a subsidy because they want Tinubu to win the election. They want to remain in power. So it's not about the next generation. It's about winning the next election. Him also talking inside video say, now this same Buhari will waka enter inside the National Assembly to pass the PIA bill, the say now Petroleum Industry Act. Now him start amo, you understand? Make he give the petroleum industry level. Now him carry himself waka enter the National Assembly. You understand? Go around this matter. Now he tell them for inside that place, say via this PIA will be Petroleum Industry Act. Say him go comot subsidy, fuel subsidy 18 months before he come out for office. Now what's he tell them? He come out. Him only him run go back again. Say no. I want the fuel subsidy to run till the last month that I will leave office. So when I don't come out, they feel come out. The same man, the fear of losing election. He clear now, I be never clear. Whatever they do, it is not for you. It is for them. You did hear me? Now so God will dispose them one after the other. See who tell us he go come out for a subsidy 18 months before he leave office. He run go back to National Assembly, go amend what him don't sign already. Amend them. Say look, make the first subsidy run until I come out for office. By so doing, election go down go. It doesn't election go down go finish. They go down declare winner. The winner go down come on board before we come out for a subsidy, so that the party will remain in power. That is the game plan. We're gonna also hear Kenneth Okonkwo talk about this fuel subsidy so passionately. He said these people have demonized the name subsidy. They have demonized it. They don't make it look like say subsidy now another name for the devil. Whereas they are hiding under this subsidy to commit more crime, say more corruption. If they under this subsidy, they are hiding under this subsidy to do it, to commit more atrocities. Say now that be the problem, not really the subsidy. I beg, help me listen to Kenneth Okonkwo as he take, explain this thing. Give all of us. I'm gonna watch.
Anytime I hear about subsidy, anytime I hear about helping the people, I immediately chuckle. Because subsidy is now a nomenclature with which the ruling class used to defraud the people. You heard him also when he established a social investment scheme. And he said he was going to take 100 million people out of poverty. But he ended taking 133.3 million people into poverty. Because the purported sharing of the money was not to the poor, but to the rich. And that is why I do not want to hear anything about sharing the money. I want to hear, if you say you have removed subsidy, I want you not to increase my electricity tariff. Because the only reason you say we should absorb the subsidy is because you said you will use it for electricity, you will use it for roads, you will use it for water. I came out from my house, the light was dark, and you want to increase tariff. Then what are you using for the subsidy? I do not want to hear sharing of money. Please, use this subsidy you have ended. Increase the salaries of the civil servants. Let us see tangible, verifiable, and accountable issues that we can hold you responsible for. Not invisible sharing of money to invisible human beings that lead the poor people into more poverty and enrich the corrupt class in a more intransparent way. So please, I do not like hearing anything subsidy. It has become a nomenclature for corruption.
Kenneth talk inside that video say, look at these people. Look at these people. Okay. You say you don't come out for a subsidy. You don't go. Only you now don't increase electricity tariff. Only you now. You know what? Maybe use the first subsidy. Support which is the crap, minimum wage. You say like you not go do that. You understand? Only you now want say you want carry palliative come. Of which we know say that palliative will be sharing of money. It will still end up in the pocket of the rich. Say Buhari tell us he wants to pull out 100 million people from poverty, but he ended up pulling down 133.3 million Nigerians into poverty. Say now their game plan be this. Say these people, they are hiding on this other this subsidy. They come out and say, they want give palliative. Say the palliative where they say they don't provide. Now them go still loot up. Now them they go still loot that palliative. Now, is it logical that you are removing fuel subsidy? Where we say fuel don't go up, commodities don't go up in the market. You understand? Still inside that same era. Electricity tariff, it don't go up. But I listen again. Subsidy removed. Fuel is up. Electricity up. Higher. Is it logical? But whereas you say you want commodity for subsidy, you go use them better the lives of Nigerians. Which life are you not bettering? For the subsidy is gone. Electricity tariff is going up. Commodities in the market are up. Everything is going up. So which life are you bettering? Finally, help me listen to this same Kenneth Okonkwo as he takes school Tinubu's government. Now lecture you give them. See the kind of lecture where you give them, say, look, this is not how things are done. This is how things are done if you want to grow the economy. But this one is lecture 101 on economies. Now what I do, when you come and say, it's a bit about the economy, pass even our president. I just say study banking and finance. This Kenneth Okonkwo get brain of economics. Pass this our president. He be like, make I use the word he be like. I mean, listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo talk as he take touch growing the economy. I'm gonna watch.
Now, I want to first of all say, you cannot dictate your way out of economic doldrums. You have to plan your way out of it. You have to produce your way out of it. You have to create your way out of it. You have to export your way out of it. Staying somewhere in France and backing on a private visit to London and staying there to dictate economic policies does not make it work. They recently said, oh, we are abolishing dual exchange rate, making it single. Oh yes, it ought not to have been there in the first place. But that is not what is going to show up the value of your currency. Now, the value of your currency is predicated on the amount of export you are able to do relative to your imports. So, when you plan to produce in order to export, to have self-sufficiency, and then to export through creativity, not borrowing, your currency, automatically the value will go up. So what I am saying is abolishing the dual exchange rate, as pleasant as it may sound, will not increase the value of your currency. I tell you something. Stop importing fuel. Repair the refineries with the money you say you are making now by not paying subsidy. Let us be net exporters of oil so that our foreign exchange will be preserved. When you do that, and that was why when we were campaigning, we said we were going to shift emphasis from consumption to production through a production-centered economy that will lead to agrarian revolution and export-oriented industrialization. When you export, your foreign exchange increases and it will show up the value of your currency. You don't dictate it out of existence. You plan, you organize, you direct, you control your economy.
Kenneth talks, it's not about saying, we want to unify the exchange rate. No. Unifying the exchange rate will not solve any problem. It will not even grow the economy. What will grow the economy is to increase your exports. Export crude oil. Repair your refineries. Export crude oil. It tell us, say now why during the campaign time, they talk and say, we are going to run a production economy, not a consumption economy. You are going to move Nigeria from consumption to production. That is the idea behind what they said during the campaigns. You understand? To help the economy. Export, when you export your currency, you go get weight, you go get level. But when you know the export, because they say you want to unify exchange rate. Oh, baby, economy go remain the way it be. Nothing will happen. You know, I hear them they say, you know, they say you go just day France, they issue out economic policies. Say, no, be so. you must be on ground. You must know. You must agree with the realities on ground, and then make out a way to grow the economy. Una dey hear me? Now, so it take happen. That's how it take happen on top of this matter. So Kenneth Okonkwo don't scatter everywhere. He don't paint everywhere red, black, green. He don't make everywhere stew on top this subsidy matter. So make everybody now go rest. As you don't know the cocoa where they is, because I always tell them, I say, look, it is not about you, it's about them. It's not about you, it's about them. During the next election now, they go find what they will do now. Everybody will hail them. Why? Because they won't win election. The end game is win election. The end game is pursue it, grab it. Power is not button a la carte. Grab it, get it. Anyhow, the end justifies the means. That is the motto of the APC. And so, in 2027, now when another election will happen, Nigerians, make gonna also fall for their trap. You don't finish with my mouth. I go see una later. I beg. If you like this update, subscribe to my channel. I beg. Biko, Ejo, Da Allah. Subscribe.